Hi, good morning. Welcome to a new episode of ETRetail Cafe by ETRetail. We have with us very special guests today who have been actually making women beautiful for almost 25 years now. So we have co-founders of BIBA, Ms. Meena Bindra and Mr. Siddharath Bindra. Welcome to ETRetail Cafe.
Thank you, Charu.
So I want to understand how your journey in retail started, ma'am. I mean, you were the one who started the brand BIBA and Siddharth joined. So can you please take us through the journey of the brand?
Well, it started in Bombay. I was about 39 years old and I was free because my children had grown up. They were going to school. I had nothing to do. So I felt I could start something, earn a little extra money, keep myself busy. So I had to take a bank loan. I didn't have money. My husband got me a bank loan, 8,000 rupees, and I started with that.
And this was in which year?
81.
Oh, nice. And then how did you grow it and when Siddharth joined?
Siddharth joined much later. In 81, I'm in with 8,000. You can do just that much. So I started with about 40 suits, cotton suits, block printed, and had a small exhibition. They got sold. Then I put the money back. So this kind of a cycle continued. I kept selling. I kept putting the money back. My fame started spreading. So I was working from the house. So, I mean, I got very well known. And there were women coming from morning to evening. And they didn't know what is a salwar kameez in Bombay. A lot of them would come and say, "Can we see your Punjabis?" They had a vague idea from Punjab. So I had to keep telling them, I'm a Punjabi, but this suit is called salwar kameez kurta. Anyway, that's how the journey of salwar kameez also started.
Okay.
And later on it became pan-India. But initially people had reservations and I mean, it was something novel, especially Bombay. Parsis, Gujaratis, Marwadis, they were not so familiar. Yeah. That's how the journey began.
So then what inspired you to join your mom's business?
Actually, it was completely by accident, and I think against her initial wishes.
I know, I always say it sneaked in.
So I think, like from any good professional, idea was I would get good education and find a good job. I think I wanted to do an MBA in the top 5 universities in the US, and you needed work experience. So I came back, I spent 2 years doing work experience. I did many things, but I also started helping my mother. I had a lot of free time then after college. And I think I enjoyed that. I actually started contributing, and I that time saw a big potential. So I continued, fortunately.
Okay. So you have been doing a business from such a long time of the same thing. I mean, Indian wear, specifically salwar kameez. How have you seen the consumer behavior changing from then to now? And how did you adapt yourself to the changing consumer behavior?
Yeah, I think over the last 2 decades, one has seen the consumer is constantly changing. I think trends, we are in the fashion business, so trends are changing. I think modes of shopping are changing, occasions are changing. So there is always a lot of change that is happening. I think when we started, there were hardly any retail spaces, hardly any retail stores. Today, there is plenty availability of everything. So I think a lot of change one has seen over the period. And I think that's been the exciting part, to navigate the brand through all this change and continue to look forward to how the markets evolve.
Ma'am, you have been in the business, you have seen, I mean, you have built the brand, you have built the team, I mean, which is actually representing it to the entire world right now. So I want to understand, what qualities did you see in the initially you were building a team? Which qualities did you focus upon while picking up the team for yourself?
Passion for the design, passion for the job, and integrity. These two are very on top of my list.
And how do you imbibe all these qualities in the new age people who kept on joining the team later on?
These are our core values of BIBA. So whoever joins BIBA is introduced to the core values. Integrity is on top. So we hope that they imbibe them.
That would like to add to it.
Yeah, I think, as she said, I think passion is something we clearly look for. I think retail is not for the faint-hearted either. It's a tough business. It's a hard-working business. So, but I would give passion a premium over it all. Like she said, I think these are our integral values of the company: integrity, innovation, etc. So, I think we try to live by that. We try to communicate that in the company all the time. And I think that's what people are encouraged to show behaviors that inculcate the values of the company.
So when you started the business to now, I mean, there must have been lots of challenges that you have faced. Challenges must have changed, I'm very sure. I mean, initially they used to have been something else, now something else. So how do your challenges have also changed, and how did you face those challenges, overcome them, and build a brand for tomorrow?
So our values at BIBA are there: integrity, customer focus, innovation, excellence.
You have built a brand from scratch. While building the team for yourself, you must have seen some values that you want these values to be there in your team member. What were those values that you were looking for while you were initially building the team?
Well, integrity for me was a very important. At any given time, whether somebody is looking, not looking, you have to do the right thing. And passion for the job, passion for designing, and of course, excellence, innovativeness, just the passion to work, to create something new. I think these are important values.
So that she actually laid the foundation or the building blocks for the company. How are you ensuring that these building blocks are further imbibed into the future generation or the future workforce that you have employed here at BIBA?
So our value at BIBA, the company values, I think integrity, customer focus, innovation, excellence, and humility. I think these are our 5 core values, and I think that's what we try to imbibe and live by. It's something we communicate aggressively within the company and expect people to, I think, show those behavioral aspects. I think those are also things that we would look in while hiring people.
So you have built the brand from scratch. I mean, there must have been lots of challenges back then, challenges now. Challenges must be different as compared to then and now. To understand which were the challenges that you initially faced and how did you overcome those challenges?
See, initially the challenges were small. I mean, there weren't actually very many challenges except being a housewife and restraint of money. So I had to look after the kids, the house, and the business. Lack of money was the biggest restraint. But yeah, as the business grew, the new challenges came. So we became a wholesaler. I started supplying to lots of shops, lot of boutiques. Then of course, there were constant challenges.
So that how did you help solve those challenges going ahead? I mean, which keep on coming, and what are the solutions for that?
Yeah, I think different periods have different challenges, and I think different phases of a company also have different challenges. So I think the most challenging part, of course, is keeping up with the consumer. And in a fashion business, I think the maximum attention is on really trying to keep up with the consumer and keeping up with trends and with stuff. I think at BIBA, we've done that extremely well over 2 decades. We've been leading the category. We brought in a lot of innovation into the category. And I think over the last 2 decades, BIBA has been instrumental in launching a lot of fashion, a lot of new stuff within the category. So I think that's...
And one thing which I heard that you're launching new is the occasion wear?
Yes, yes. So this, we always had the complete portfolio, I think, but now we're bringing out a complete occasion wear line where people can be dressed for a wedding. Even the bride can come to BIBA and be dressed for all the occasions along the wedding, and all her friends too. That's something we're going to come out with the season ahead.
So it's going to one-stop shop that way.
Absolutely. So I think today, when my mother started, when I joined the business in '97, we were a casual salwar kameez brand. Today, we are an all-encompassing Indian wear brand. I think right from a casual kurta to a salwar kameez to fusion wear to BIBA girls to ready-to-stitch occasion wear. We also have a designer collection, BIBA by Rohit Bal. And we've also launched fragrances under our brand Spell. So I would say a comprehensive portfolio offering.
That's very nice. So technology I want to touch upon. When you were building the brand from such a long time, challenges came, challenges went. I mean, and you have grown like anything these days. So technology intervention was a part of the journey. Did it scare you at first? I mean, how did you take the technology intervention initially, and how it has helped you build the business going ahead?
I would say a good technology base is an absolute essential in a retail business. We've actually imbibed technology to help us manage the business better. When we were just a 30 crore top line business in around 2007 or so, we actually brought in an ERP, Microsoft Navision. So from the beginning, I've always believed that we should get in the best platforms in terms of technology, and they definitely help you scale and manage the business better. In a retail business, data, sanctity of data, speed of data, all these things are very, very important, and a good platform is extremely essential. We've just graduated to SAP last year. We've also just moved to Salesforce. We've moved our entire website to Salesforce. We moved our entire customer data also onto Salesforce. So I think our journey on technology continues. It's an ever-evolving journey, but something that's very important in our business.
So technology is evolving. What if it takes your job, both of your jobs one day? What will you do?
I'm shopping for that technology, but yet to find it. I think no, I'll find enough things to do.
Maybe a relief only.
But no, I think I think I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I'll still create and do something new. I think which will be consumer-facing business, but at this point, I don't find this technology.
So we're talking about consumer preferences, changing behavior. So, I mean, you have into the salwar kameez business, I mean, traditional wear. When we talk about today's generation, they are shaping up in a different way. They have different aspirations. They look to clothes in a different way. So, what steps are you taking to appeal them?
So, I think Indian fashion is born across age groups. I think the styling of it, the type of it changes, the cuts of it change. But I think in India, women first prefer Indian fashion. I think the category is very large and is able to imbibe all sorts of fashion. So we now do fusion wear, that you can pick up the best of Western influences and make Indian garments out of it. And I think those are the kind of sensibilities that I think appeal to women on a much larger scale than purely Western wear. So in BIBA, we do a lot of fusion wear. And it keeps evolving and changing as per the needs. In fact, if you today look, a lot of fusion wear has also come into the heavy occasion wear. Yeah. So it's right from the casual wear to the heavy occasion wear, and then you have a lot of fusion influences. And I think BIBA has seamlessly also brought that into our product portfolio.
So ma'am, when you started the business, did you envision that the brand will be going over here where it is right now? Or, I mean, it's your son's hard work and your hard work, of course, which has taken the brand to new heights.
No, I just thought I'll work for a couple of years, maybe save some money and retire.
What inspired you to keep this name BIBA?
BIBA, yeah. I was actually given a very short time to come out with a name. I was supplying to a store called Bindra. So Bindra was the first large store, multi kind of product store in Bombay. So I was the chief supplier of ethnic wear. So I didn't have a bill book. So they said you'll have to immediately get a bill book, otherwise how will you supply it to us? So then I said the bill book, okay, let me think. So I had to quickly find a name. And I thought I'm making Punjabi suits. So I wanted a Punjabi connotation and yet a contemporary feel. So this name BIBA, BIBA Kudi, BIBA came to my mind, which is a very, especially among the Sikhs, every girl is called BIBA. You know, it's like a term of endearment. So I thought BIBA is short, nice. रख लेते हैं बिल बुक पे तो रहेगा नाम. You know.
And you did envision, I mean, the brand is going to be so big, and I mean, he's going to take over things and shape it in a new way altogether.
Yeah, so Siddharth is the one who's actually taken it to a totally different level because his vision for the brand was totally different from mine. And I'm glad I wasn't keen for him to join. I thought he's too bright and he could do something better. But he kind of sneaked in. And I'm glad he did because he's totally transformed and his vision is, he's thinking big, his dreams are bigger.
So, Siddharth, when you joined the business, where was it? What changes did you bring into the business?
When I joined the business, from a revenue scale, it was not that large. We were around 5 crores of revenue at that time. But it was a very well-established business. I think she had been running the business for over a decade before that. I think the basics of the business were all set. She had a good customer profile, and the product was kind of there and set. So I think it was also a good time because the whole middle class was starting. Women had just started entering the workforce in the early 90s. I think with the advent of more women coming into the workforce, the need for salwar kameez is also tremendously increased. This was also a time when people used to be largely in sarees. Yeah. And salwar kameez in the late 80s, early 90s was, people would wear on a holiday or things like that. Yeah. So I think from there, it was also a good timing. I think you always have a little bit of luck behind you. There were no retail spaces at that point. The malls had just started. So I think it all kind of came in together over a period of time.
Where do you envision the brand from now to 25 years, the next 25 years?
We are still making more 5-year plans than 25-year plans, but I think the brand will definitely outlive that, and that's the hope and plan. But I clearly see the opportunity for BIBA to be a truly international Indian fashion brand. I think that's a clear opportunity that's there to be taken. I think Indian fashion is now accepted all over, and Indian sensibilities are also well accepted. Besides that, I think in a more local context, if I have to look at the next 3 to 5 years, I think the idea is really to be a comprehensive wardrobe supplier for Indian fashion, for Indian women, right from casual wear to fusion wear and all the other categories I mentioned. We are now got into fragrances, and I think BIBA has a right to many ancillary categories, bags, fashion jewelry. And I think some of all that is also things we are working on. So the idea is to provide a complete fashion look to a woman.
So when we talk about the future, I mean first generation entrepreneur, second generation entrepreneur, can we expect the new generation also joining the business soon? Are you training them?
Yeah, I hope so. My daughter's in college. My son is still in school. So it's early days. But yes, I think children are always learning. They're always hearing what you're doing at home and office. So I hope so.
So has it ever happened you have taken the work to home and discussed things with Siddharth over the dining table? Or has it always been boardroom meetings?
No, we do discuss at home, but not that much. I mean, at least I try and finish at the office and go home, and then I'm on to a different...
So she is not your boss at home, she's a mom at home that way.
Yeah, but I think
he's the boss.
I think in a business and where the family owns and runs the business, I think it's 24/7. I mean, it's very difficult to draw a line. I think one is constantly engaged, but of course, over a period of time, you find enough time at home not to discuss work. But of course, you do end up discussing work also at home.
I hope the way you were discussing, the way you keep on discussing, so that the future generations also learn from both of you. It was pleasure talking to you both today. But before we end, I want to have a rapid fire with both of you and understand you in a better way. So, what is your favorite business book or a book that you have read, and what have you learned from that?
A good book I read was Under the Arches. It gives the McDonald's story, and I think I learned a lot on the way they handle their supply chain and how important suppliers and partners are in the ecosystem. And that's something I think we've imbibed at BIBA also.
Well, a book that made a lot of impression on me was Outlier. It's a very different way of looking at success. Why some people are very successful, why some are not. So the reasons given in the book are very unusual. It's like the most important thing is the opportunity and how you grab it or how you take it. And this book gives a lot of importance to practice. If you keep doing the same thing, you become very good at it. So if you go on focusing on your business or your, say, designing skills, that leads to a lot of success.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a book which is not the normal way of thinking.
That's nice. So, we know that you are both are running the show at BIBA, but we want to understand, what do you do in your free time?
I'm a keen gardener, so I try to spend time. I think I find it very relaxing. I enjoy playing sport and I enjoy the outdoor. I'm a keen cricketer also, so I play cricket. So I think enough hobbies.
What about you?
I like to read. I listen to a lot of podcasts which interest me, various subjects, from economy to spirituality to mysticism to foreign affairs. So it's a very varied kind of subjects. Then I love meeting friends for lunches. That's my way to relax.
I'm a keen gardener. I enjoy the outdoor spaces. I find gardening very relaxing. I also enjoy playing cricket. I enjoy watching movies, catching up with friends. So that's some of the stuff that one enjoys in the free time.
Okay. If not in retail, what you both would have been doing?
I haven't even thought of that. I think I'm really enjoying what I'm doing and want to continue that for the immediate and foreseeable future.
I would have done something for sure. I couldn't have been just sitting at home and being a housewife, but I don't know what.
I would be an entrepreneur only. I think I'm always buzzing with ideas and things to do. So
my last question to both of you is, one retailer or brand that you both admire a lot. So we'll start with you, ma'am, first.
I like Zara because I think they're doing everything right. They are selling all over the world, so their product has a universal appeal. They are affordable, so a lot more people can buy, and they are extremely innovative. So there's always, every time you go to a Zara, there's something new. So they are very quick in changing their product or catching the trends and implementing. So it's, I think, a very good model to want to imbibe.
What about you, Siddharth?
I admire Apple. I think Apple is a phenomenal brand and company. I think the sheer product excellence that they do, as well as the ecosystem that they built, which once you enter the ecosystem, you're in that ecosystem for a long, long period of time. And also their retail experience. I think everything has a unique way of doing it. So I get quite inspired by that.
I wish you both all the best for the journey ahead. And it was a pleasure having you today at the show.
Great. Thank you so much, Charu. Pleasure to be here.
Charu.
I hope you also enjoyed this conversation, and I learned many new things today about BIBA, like the way it was named and how they are going into occasion wear as well. So if you also like this podcast. Then we'll see you again next week. And don't forget to like, comment, and share on our social media handles. Till then, bye-bye.